Hi there folks, now in this week's video I am going to cut to the chase. Are you a Forex loser? If you are, then maybe it's time that you finally stop what you're doing, step back and have a rethink. Now over the next few minutes or so, I'm going to outline to you some key characteristics of what I think makes up the Forex loser. Now if you can tick any of the boxes of my examples, then maybe you should be stepping back and rethinking what you're doing. So first off, what constitutes a Forex loser? Well, look, clearly a Forex loser is someone that's losing money consistently in the Forex markets. We all have losing trades, of course, but someone that's consistently losing in the markets. A lot of traders come into the markets for the first time. They deposit money into the brokerage account. They have some winning trades, they have some losing trades, they have some winning trades, losing trades. But the losing trades are taking control and the account slowly bleeds its way down to zero. Or indeed you go in there and you try to knock the ball out of the park and you blow your lot on the first trade and you come back again, refunding the account as you go. A lot of traders come in, they think they've cracked it. They've got a strategy, it starts making some money and then things change. Yeah, every time they're taking a trade, they're getting stopped out and the trade turns against them exactly in the direction that they thought were going. And then you start to think, hang on, this business is corrupt. The broker's corrupt. The educator is corrupt. The strategy is corrupt. You're taking these hits every time you take the trade and you think the whole world is against me. If that is you, the chances are you are a Forex loser. Don't get me wrong. I was a Forex loser in 2005. When I migrated out of the trading pits back at the turn of the century, came onto the screens around the 2005, I lost a ton of money. I was doing just that. Thought I was a trader, got onto the screens, I was taking hit after hit after hit, thinking I've made it, and then it all turns against me. Just a natural gyration of what it takes to be a trader, wins, loses, and so forth. I thought the world was against me. Actually considered giving it up altogether and doing something else. But I persevered. If you're in that situation at the moment, if you're taking these losses, slowly bleeding the account, and then topping up the account with another $1,000, and then that bleeds away, then you top it up again with another $1,000, and then you stop telling people how many times you're topping it up. You don't tell your partner, I put another $1,000 into the account today, and that bleeds away as well. If that is happening to you, it's time to stop. I think it was Einstein said the first sign of madness is repeating the same things over and over again and expecting the results to be different. If you're doing this now, it's time to stop, cut and rethink what you're doing. Another classic sign of a Forex loser is someone that's trawling the internet looking for that Holy Grail. Could be here on YouTube, could be on the Telegram groups or the Instagram groups, joining these groups that you think they're going to change your life by giving you a signal, giving you a sign of the perfect strategy or giving you a sign of the perfect trade. This is going to make it for you. If you're trolling around looking for that Holy Grail, then believe me now, you are a Forex loser and you should be cutting out. Trading is not about the Holy Grail. Trading is not about getting rich quick. If that is you, please stop now and rethink what you're doing. These Telegram groups, Instagram groups, where people are sitting there in their bedrooms, chucking out signals, they don't care whether you're making money or not. They're just churning and burning people like you that you might be paying $100 or something to get into the group. They don't care if you lose money ultimately because they've got another whole bunch of members coming along later. If that's you, maybe rethink again what you're doing. You know, a typical Forex loser trades what I call unhinged. He hasn't got a strategy. He hasn't got a plan. He's just looking at the markets, listening to other people, thinking this is going up, this is going down. How can you honestly expect to make a business out of trading by thinking this is going up and this is going down? You don't need to be right all the time when you're trading the markets. You just need to be right a portion of the time and be hinged in your trading, taking the same proven set of rules over and over again, letting those law of large numbers play out. A Forex loser is typically looking for that home run. He wants to knock it out of the park on one trade. putting all his emphasis on one trade. Often a key characteristic of that is someone that's always checking their trading position on their phone when they're out about during their day, because they put too much emphasis on that one trade. Remember my video I did a while back, the law of large numbers? No one trade should make you, and no one trade should break you. If you are looking at your phone all the time at a trade, you've got too much emphasis on that one trade. That ultimately will be your downfall. You know the probability of the coin toss. It's 50-50, right? So you toss the coin 10 times, you should get 5 heads, 5 tails. Chances are you won't, might be 8 and 2, 7 and 3, or what have you. You toss the coin 1,000 times or 10,000 times, the even distribution heads over tails will be pretty much bang on 50-50. But you don't know the distribution of those heads and those tails. Most loser traders, they give up when they have the 4, 5, 6 heads on the bounce and they've lost money. They're not letting the law of probability play out for their strategy, which has an edge. Well, it certainly should have an edge if you're going to be trading it live, and the only way of getting an edge proven and tested is, of course, to backtest. But the classic loser trader is basically looking to knock it out of the park on one trade, the sure, fast way to the poorhouse. Think about those two classic state of minds that affects the loser Forex trader. You've got the fear factor and you've got the greed factor. They affect many traders, many loser traders in all walks of life. If you are suffering from fear and greed in your trading, which is quite common, I understand that. If you're suffering, it's time maybe to step back, rethink what you're doing so that you can get rid of these horrible state of minds. The fear factor, you don't want to take the loss. The trade is going against you. It was a perfect setup, everything aligned, all my rules aligned. This is a classic winning trade, but then it goes against you. It's approaching your stop loss. No, I can't take this loss. You're fearful of taking another loss on the account. So you start moving the stop away, further away, in the hope that it turns back. You're fearful of that loss. That is one of the most detrimental state of minds that you can be in trading. And what about greed? Well, that's another classic example of the loser trader. He's so greedy, he won't take a profit because this trade, it's going to pay the bills. This trade is going to put my kids through education. I'm going in, I'm going all in, and nothing is going to stop me. Well, I tell you what, the market will stop you. The market is not a free ATM machine. It's not there to pile cash into your trading account. Don't get greedy. Don't be shy of taking profits. I've never seen a poor trader that takes profits. But of course, you've got to factor in your risk-reward ratio as well. More about that, of course, when we talk about risk analysis. But don't be greedy. Don't think that you're going to be able to take that one trade that's going to pay the bills. Another big trait of the losing trader is the revenge trader. He hates losing money in the markets. It's horrible. The market is wrong. I am right. So you go back with revenge, with a bigger lot size to try and get those losses back. Chasing those losses, it is got to be one of the biggest traits of the loser trader. If you find yourself revenge trading, stop now. And you know what? One of the biggest loser traits that I've seen in Forex trading are those traders that basically have an inclination that they are a loser. They've basically been smacked about for weeks and months. They keep on depositing money into the brokerage account. They keep on bleeding it to zero and then depositing again. So the loser trader that knows he's a loser finally cuts out. I'm giving up on this. I'm giving up. I'm going to go and do something else. Everyone is against me. No one on this planet, they say, makes money out of the Forex market. And then they go away and they do something else. But they have this niggling thing inside them that pulls them back into the markets. They haven't done anything about it, but they think, hang on, I've deposited now 4 or 5 times. I've taken a break. I can now do things differently. I can now give this one more go. I'm going to have one more go. I can do this. So they come back into the markets. They drop in another $1,000, having lost all those deposits earlier. This is the last time. If I lose this, I'm definitely going to give up. So they go again. And what happens? Exactly the same happens, and they finally blow that account and walk away again. Look, I'm not saying that if you've been having these blown up accounts that it's time to give up. What I'm saying is you should stop what you're doing now and rethink a strategy. Rethink your trading plan. I'm going to quote Einstein again. Do things differently if you want a different result. Get yourself educated. Now, the most important thing I think that most traders are not doing in this world is having the confidence to trade a particular strategy without fail. And the reason why they have this lacking in confidence is because they haven't done any work at all. They've literally taken it out of the box, listened to an educator, and away they go. If you're serious about learning how to trade, if you're serious about getting a return on your trading account, you need to do things differently. First off, you need to have realistic expectations. This is not an ATM. You need to have realistic expectations of the return that you can get on your investment capital. Once you've got your realistic expectations, which I think 3, 4, 5% a month is really realistic, it's at the top end of being realistic, but it is achievable. If you've got the realistic expectations, then it's time to put to work on your strategy. Now, the only way that you will have confidence in your strategy is by putting in rigorous amounts of back testing so that you know everything about that strategy going forward. You know the average win to loss ratio. You know what the expectancy is, the profit factor, the consecutive wins, the consecutive losses. That is a really, really simple but very, very important metric. If you back tested a strategy over, say, 2 or 3 years worth of data, you have seen exactly how that strategy performs. You may have 10 losing trades on the bounce, but then it recovers and it actually returns a good result over the quarter. You need to know the worst case scenario of that strategy before you start trading with it with real money. Quite often, traders will ditch a strategy. They'll fall back into that cycle of doom because they're in their downswing. Every strategy, every trader has these downswings, has these losing periods. If you don't know what to expect, when it happens, it's going to knock you for 6. So make sure you do this work before you even start. So if you are ticking any of these boxes, it's now time to stop. Withdraw your money from your brokerage account today. Most educators won't tell you to do that. I'm telling you, withdraw your money from your brokerage account today and start to do things differently. Spend your time, your 7-8 hours a day in front of the trading screens, back testing, and stop donating money to the markets. Okay, so I hope you found that useful. Hopefully I haven't been too hard on you. Look, after all, I make my money in the markets by taking money from the loser trader. So I love losing traders. But there is plenty of losing traders out there that don't follow me here on the channel. So I want my followers here to start thinking about this differently. Do things differently. Let all those losers out there, let them be losers, and let's now start thinking about taking some of their money. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs down. If you didn't, don't forget to leave a comment as well, especially on this video. I might get a few slagging downs on this one. Don't forget now to follow us on all the socials if you don't already do so. You can subscribe to the channel if you don't already do so. And of course, that bell notification, well, of course, you know what that does by now. We are streaming live now around the clock. Got 2 new mentors on the team. 2 guys out of the US as well. So we're now literally around the clock, 24 hours a day. If you want to come and take part in that, where we are discussing market opportunities, looking at trade setups and so forth, you can do so by heading over to forexsignals.com, take out a 7-day free trial. If it's not for you, then you don't have to stay and you don't have to pay. You've got nothing to lose and I think everything to gain. If that is not your thing, that is not a problem. I'll see you next week. Have a good week.